Koi Koi Love Blossom is a text adventure game. I'll be going over what it offers and hopefully help you decide if this is one for you. Please note there are two versions of this game, one VR and one non-VR. This is a review for the VR version, however I have played a little bit of the non-VR version to see what the difference was, and really there isn't that much. The story follows the protagonist that comes back to visit Koi Koi Hot Springs and is reunited with the sisters. You soon realise that you are to inherit the springs and become its owner. There is more of a story, but for a VR game this is by far the most boring way to do it. Also, it's worth noting that the game is all in Japanese, so you have to read unless you understand the language. Gameplay wise, you stand still. That's literally it. You stand in one position and press X or square to skip text after reading. You can move a set amount of times in each direction, but there isn't really a movement control, and if anything this is absolutely pointless as you'll end up moving into walls and various other objects. There are moments when you have to point and click at items in an area which will then give you further text to read. On some chapters you will have to open your map and go to different areas in the springs, and then by clicking you can move to set positions. There are also minigames which actually make it feel like a VR game. However, these minigames either don't work properly, such as the ping pong ball always going through the paddle, and others were so cringe it made it difficult to play. Personally, the gameplay is awful, and the majority of the time you'll be standing still and reading text and pressing a single button. It's a pointless use of the VR headset. Time for the graphics and performance. They're like being inside of an anime. The colour palette is rich, but some textures were very flat and they didn't have that much detail to them. Overall, I didn't mind the graphics. Performance wise, the game runs as intended. I didn't have any crashes or frame drops, yet as previously mentioned there are issues with minigames functioning. Unfortunately, this game doesn't utilise any capabilities of the headset. There is a part where your character gets slapped around the face, and I thought this would have been a great bit for some headset haptics, but unfortunately there is nothing. Settings wise, there isn't much to it. There is no teleportation, locomotion, smooth or snap turning. You physically have to turn around. I'd say it gets a pass, but with the fact that there isn't any user customization to make the experience better or more comfortable, it's actually a huge setback. Overall, Koi Koi Love Blossoms is the most uninspiring and disappointing use of the VR headset. It made me wonder why the developers even bothered adding a VR component to the game. I've had absolutely no enjoyment with this one. I would have liked some free moving controls so I could explore the environment, and even the items, you should be able to pick these up and read them. There are moments in this game that are so cringe and uncomfortable that made the experience really difficult. So, as always, should you get this game? Well no, not for the price of £32.99. It's not worth it, especially if you're wanting a VR experience, as it doesn't utilise the VR in any way. I couldn't even recommend this one on a sale, especially if you're planning on playing in VR. This concludes my review for Koi Koi Love Blossoms. If you've enjoyed this video then stick around, as I intend to cover every PSVR2 game, so you'll see the new releases as well as the old. Thanks for watching.